Uh, May I know the status of yesterday project? Completed? Hmm? At least, even not complete also I'm fine. At least if you are in progressing in the project. If you are on it also I'm fine. Yes, no problem. Whatever errors you will get, that for your learning purpose, useful for your learning only. Yeah, no problem. Progressing also I'm fine. But if you're not at start now, that's what my worry is. Yet to start, sir. Yesterday, Saturday, sir. Yesterday, Friday, sir. Busy, sir. Don't say these things. We are about to complete the concept. Still, if you say like a fresher, not good. I don't think so. No one is there like that. Now everyone is aggressively preparing the things to get a job. I believe that. Yes. Hmm. If you complete the project, no, I will show a different way. That's what I'm waiting for your end only. That is just base to base project. Later I can add a sonar cube. I can add TV. I can add instead of hard coding. I can add in the Jenkins variabilize. And one more thing is pending. So when ECR is done, push image manually we are updating into the Kubernetes.yaml files, right? That can also we can automate. Automatically Jenkins will push new image into directly deployment.yamls. From there, Argo CD connectivity is there, right? Automatically project will update. Clear what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So guys, your job is today, if you are doing the project, once you get a output, you can configure Grafana Prometheus also. Clear what I'm trying to say? I will show live classes only EFK also. Okay, EFK process. Grafana Prometheus is only to get a metrics. What about logs? From there, you can manage everything. I'm going to show you, but you need to start the process first. Otherwise, understanding is little difficult EFK stack. Kubernetes, almost all YAML files we can use there only. Okay? Yeah. Let me run a cluster. Why this error is? Mm, hmm? Profile. Cluster already created. Where? I'll try to show today headless service how it will work. kubectl get nodes. So let me update this. You may get a project EKS reverse. Why unauthorized? I think this is not completed. Oh, maybe this is yesterday one. Anyway, quickly create a cluster instead of confusing here. Kubernetes. So you are very clear with flow, right? Jenkins flow, right? Can you try by using GitLab CI/CD? This is your put like a goal. Okay. GitLab CI/CD. Easy. Have you completed that? Oh, region. Plura site not support. Mumbai region, right? Many projects are there. Postgres database is there. Python, Java, many projects are there. First complete one. Every day I'll assign one project to you. I'll give support accordingly. If you do more projects only, you are able to clear interview. And don't mention the project titles in your resumes. Just give, don't mention any project heading. Just you can, what the resume inside, you can directly mention a year and something, you can explain the project only. Don't give project title. Clear? This is very important. So first challenge in your interview, about yourself, you can say no problem. First interview question, technical interview will start with your previous experience, knowledge. First they ask, explain your previous project, what implementation done by you. This is first question any company. Take a good scenario. Okay. Don't take a simple task like a project. Take a end-to-end process, what we are implementing now, like this. And talk about more AWS services, involve AWS services in that, involve more DevOps tools in that, like our project. And don't call out 3-tier and all. In the last project, I involved in that project as a DevOps and cloud engineer. So I'm the person to take care of the infrastructure development from the scratch, and any necessary permissions required after that, I'm the person to take care of everything. And and you can start on AWS services explanation, the networking configuration, storage, permissions, database, and all. Next, we have automated this process by using DevOps lifecycle like a Jenkins, Terraform, Git, and we deployed an application as a microservices applications like Dockerizing application, so that I'm the person to return a Docker file and build a Docker file and automate the process by using Argo CD. Like that call out. Don't talk about always project titles, 3-tier, 3-tier, 3-tier. Avoid this term. Guys, frankly speaking, no one will ask about code. This is very clear. Even I'm working with, as I said, 18 clients. I don't know which application they are using still. Still, I don't know which application, what exactly they do with that application. I don't know. Understand? My job is AWS DevOps. I need to take care. If they give some ticket, I need this implementation. You can do it. That's it only. Why? No question. So for example, yesterday I got a one ticket, single sign-on access to one person. Why access? Not my responsibility. I need to give the access only. What they will do, what they will access, I don't know even. Environment, understand? So in that case, you need to understand only one thing. Sir, if they ask write the code, why they will ask to write a code here? You are not a developer, right? No one will ask explain the front end code, back end code, development. No. How front and back end will communicate. How back end will database communicate? Enough for our job. Clear? Enough for our job. So you need to be proactive here. The few things we are not supposed to call here. T2 micros, instances and all. These and all practice instances, killer Coda platforms. These and all you no need to use. Only EKS, EKS, EKS. Docker, Jenkins. Better to learn GitLab CI/CD slowly. You know Jenkins. Already we learned GitLab CI/CD with Terraform. Slowly you can learn from GitLab CI/CD how to build a Docker today. How to build a Docker image by using GitLab CI/CD. Have a look on this. You can easily understand. Slowly you can go for Kubernetes. Like that. Okay. And roles and responsibilities, day-to-day activities. Take care of these two areas. And once you explain your project, they might have asked the question, what is your role, actual role in your project? Be careful of that role. Role means I am the person can take your entire project, don't say. How they can give entire project to you? You have only 2-3 years experience. Crores of project they will take and hand over to you. I'm the responsibility for specific area. That's it. That area where you strong. We learn here so many tools. In that case, no need to mention all the tools. If you don't know SonarQube, leave it. Even no interview will ask SonarQube any question. Single question also you won't get from the SonarQube. This is very clear. Maven, these and all, just if they want us simple questions, what is Maven goal? That's it only we can do here. Can you write POM.XML XML? It's not our job. Why they ask you to write a POM.XML? XML? They might have asked what is POM.XML. XML. Same thing and ask to developer, can you write a Terraform code? How developers can write Terraform code? How developers can write Kubernetes YAMLs? How developers can write Docker file? It's your responsibility. Same vice versa. If you still think how to write a Python code, Java code, coming 20 years also you need to think how to write a Python code only. First, you need to understand what is my area. This is very important. Where I need to focus, where I need to call out. If you're strong in Docker, use the Docker term every time in your interview. If you're not strong, leave it. Don't add that unnecessarily. If you're not strong in Terraform, leave it. So far, actually, I created resources manual only, the small projects only, small company only. I learned Terraform also a little bit. Recently, I learned something about like that you can. If you are having a good knowledge, my entire experience I work with Terraform, you will get a better weightage. Understand the way you need to be called. And instead of thinking I'm not getting call, I'm not getting, if you get a call, are you ready or not? That is very important. Are you ready? If I ask one question, are you ready? No. Then you are not ready yet. Then why you are thinking for your resume and all? First make yourself ready. Then resume is the just to go to AI. One minute task. Just 1 minute task. It is giving my name also, by the way, my LinkedIn profile also. Cache. See, resume in your 5 minutes, your resume is ready. What you need to add, what you need to call out here, what are the things you learn, that managing by yourself only. That's okay. But in your interview, if you mention the design implement CI/CD, GitLab CI something, if they ask, can you show a small pipeline GitLab CI/CD? Silence. Complete silence. Pin drop silence. You are also, they are also, okay. Then go for next. Containerized application. What is container application? Using Docker. Using Docker. Docker using Docker. No. What is containerized? What benefits you will get if you use a containerized? What is Docker containerized? These are not silly things. If you ask you to explain what is Docker containerization, no words. But you know what is Docker containerization, but you don't know how to explain. Make yourself ready to call out the things. That's what I'm saying. Everything is no. Sir, you already discussed the Docker. Yes, I discussed. I know you know, but you are unable to say in your interview. Why? You don't know how to call out this area. This is the problem. Make yourself ready for that area. So Argo CD, GitHub's process. What is GitHub's process? Tell me what is GitHub's process, guys. I have, you already took the steps from my, medium blocks, right? What is, they're already mentioned what is GitHub's. What is GitHub? What is GitHub's? This question will come. What you need to say? Huh? Not Argo CD directly. GitHub's process is a medium between your process and your target in between the Git. Git is going to be take care your actions behalf of you. You need to interact with the Git. Git will interact with the target. In this range, Git will take care of your operations in between you and your target. GitOps means not Argo CD directly. CI/CD means not Jenkins directly. Argo CD follows the GitOps process. If they ask, did you work on any GitOps tool? Then you can say Argo CD. That you need to understand. Infrastructure as a code. Have you worked on infrastructure as a code? What is infrastructure as a code? Don't go directly Terraform. Infrastructure as a code to manage infrastructure by code. So I worked on Terraform as infrastructure as a code. This is the process what I explain. Don't directly go to Terraform. Understand? For example, CloudFormation. Have you worked on? See, deployed infrastructure using AWS CloudFormation and later migrate to Terraform. Why? Terraform we have advanced features. CloudFormation is no one is using. Done. That part already done. CloudFormations, Azure functions, no one is using. Only Terraform. All companies Terraform. So take interesting points from here. If you know that point, you can update there. If you need, you can update in your resume. No one will give the resume points, right? EKS based microservice project. Like this, you can mention. No problem. This is not good to mention 3-tier. Just deploy a Node.js application. Like that, you can mention. No problem. ChatGPT is giving enter my information anyway. My phone number also. No. Thank God. Okay. Clear? Still, sir, please share resume. We are not that level, boss. We already crossed that level 5 months back. Share sample resume. Still you are at share sample resume means you are at 2018. I can say that. Go to AI tool, search more resumes, take interesting content from there, make it as a one resume. Understand? Can I come on? In that case, every day we are taking ChatGPT help to complete our project, right? Did they identify? How they will identify? You are taking point from where it doesn't matter. That point you know are the matter here. Understand? See, where you are taking training is not important. Clear or not? That the point is you are strong or not, that areas is a point here. If you take training from me, no one will give you job, by the way. Like this, you can mention technical. See how good it is. Still, your resume is only one point. I'm DevOps engineer, worked on DevOps tool, 11111 DevOps tools. I'm worked on AWS engineer, 1111 AWS. Then how? Clear now? So please update your resumes. Okay. Cluster also created. Let's go to cluster. Two nodes are ready. So guys, okay. I'm going to give one task to you today. The task I'll tell you end of the session. First, we can focus on what is headless service. Okay. So guys, you tell me where we can use headless service. Hmm? So front end, back end, already discussed, right? Next is what? DB. So front end node, back end node, front end node, back end. I mean front end pod, back end pod. How it will be communicate? Through service it will go. So front end request will come from where? Load balancer service. This is what? External service. Back end to database. If my end single database is there, so definitely request we can use cluster IP, no problem. But my target end, multiple databases are there, primary, read, replica and all. Now, if I use cluster IP, what will happen? So this pod request can reach to any one of the pod, master or read replica. Cluster IP also work like a load balancer only. Send traffic here and there and here and there only. But if my database is on pod, not RDS no need to worry. Directly we can deploy, we can connect. So my database is on pod. This is master pod. This is read replica pod. So definitely a request should go to master only if it is a write request. But when the condition will come, so this pod able to connect directly to master, directly to the read. When the request is read, request will go to only read replica. When the request is write, request will go to master. I mean, a different conditions will come. We are not supposed to use common service. Common service means this service can send traffic here or here. We don't know. Then in this case, we are not supposed to use any service. So headless service. Headless service is nothing but simple. Cluster IP service is there, right? Give none is a headless service. In your cluster IP service, inside you can give none means that is a headless service. Clear? If it is a headless service, how it will work? If it is a cluster IP, how it will work? We can see now. Okay. Okay. Interview question. This is. A headless service is a variation of the cluster IP service where the cluster IP field set to none is a cluster, is a headless. Unlike traditional service, headless service do not use a single service IP to proxy connection to prod. Yes, we are not using single service to connect a pods. Instead, they allow to directly connect pods without any load balancing intermediary. I mean, the backend connection directly connect to database pod. No between any service. That is called headless service. Clear now? Yeah. So use case of headless service are particularly useful in the following scenarios. Some services discovery mechanisms such as Kubernetes DNS. Okay. Individual pod access. Individual pod access means what? Master pod or read replica pod. Individual pod access backend to pod. Okay. If you can go through the story if you want. Once you created a headless service, if you want to connect that headless service, you can use a headless service name. Okay, let me show you now how it will work. Yeah, let's go to the things. Yeah, headless. This is fine. Hmm. Let me log in here. M install git-y. Okay, mnsl git -y git clone. Okay. Day 16. Sorry. Okay. Day 14, day 13. 16 for example. Okay. kubectl apply -f dot kubectl get parts kubectl delete -f. Okay. Okay. Let's take a new YAML files from the here. I want to test headless service. Give YAML file. So you can see cluster IP is none. I mean, this is service.yaml. Till here we know, right? Service.yaml. So you can just take here, give cluster IP is none. This makes headless. Clear now? Okay. Let's launch now. Okay. VI headless.yaml. kubectl apply -f dot. So one service is created, one deployment is created. I mean, stateful set is created. kubectl get pods. So Nginx is running. kubectl get svc. See, none means what? No IP. So no, I mean, this is directly connected to IPs only. In this case, let's take same process through deployment also. I mean, same you can take with cluster IP. Yeah, this is cluster IP. Okay. Yeah, this is cluster IP. So kubectl get pods. Okay. These pods are what? Nginx only. These pods are what? Nginx only. But you can see the difference here. What you observe here, the difference? Which one is created through stateful set? This one. 0, 1, 2. This one is what? Deployment. Here if you delete, it will create a different name. Right or not? But this one, same name it will come. Series, stateful set. This is very clear, already we discussed. Let's go for the service. The main concept I'm going to discuss service. Clear now? So one service is here, one service is no service, none. So let's test. We can test it by using NSLOOKUP command also. We can create a one pod. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to take a one image. I mean sample pod I'm taking. You can understand this is backend. From inside this pod to, I mean what I'm doing now here. I'm testing here right now. For example, a database or Nginx, whatever it is, service I'm testing. To test, you should test from one pod inside only, right? I mean, one pod inside, I'm communicating a one more pod. Through one condition is cluster IP, one condition is headless. So let's understand now this is headless. Okay, this pod to this pod. Clear now? You can understand this is backend pod. This is a DB pod. But service is same, right? Any pod, the service won't change pod to pod. Headless service, how to communicate? This pod to this pod. Okay? Let's take this example. I'm taking this pod now. Yeah, I'm inside of the pod now. Okay? I'm inside of the pod. From here to here, if you can see, yeah, NSLOOKUP, Nginx cluster IP, default, SVC, cluster, local. So this will point out to see where we can see. I'll explain very clear. Wait. Perfect. Yeah. So now see, if I give NSLOOKUP Nginx cluster IP service name, okay, NSLOOKUP Nginx cluster IP service, if I give, it is take me into where? This service, cluster IP. But I'm not able to see the background pod IPs. NSLOOKUP means what? I'm able to see the target actually. So this NSLOOKUP is, NSLOOKUP, if I give cluster IP, Nginx cluster IP means this is redirecting to which endpoint we can see. But this is redirecting into which endpoint? Cluster IP only. But the cluster IP is configured to where? The backend endpoints. How many endpoints are there? Huh? If you can go and check this service, okay, let me show you. Duplicate. Yeah. kubectl get SVC. So if I hit my service, this is redirecting into cluster IP only. Why? I'm using cluster IP service. But cluster, if I hit ns lookup this DNS, I mean this name, it should show the target endpoints. But I'm unable to see target endpoint. Okay. Why target endpoint now, guys? Now my Nginx server is running by using this cluster IP. You can see here kubectl get pods. These three running by communicating through this service only. But if I hit ns lookup, I'm unable to see these three pods information. I'm able to see only pod IP, service IP information. That means what? This server IP will send any one of the pod. Let me show you. kubectl get svc. kubectl get svc. Give the service name. Sorry, kubectl get describe. Now you can see how many endpoints I can see here. 3 endpoints. These 3 endpoints for what? 3 pods, right or not? Service is responsibility to send a traffic to any pod. My service is targeted to how many endpoints? 3 endpoints. But if I call my service, this is redirecting into cluster IP. Cluster IP is redirecting into any one of the pod. Is there any condition request will go to only this pod? No. Clear the concept what I'm trying to say? Yeah. But the thing is, now you can see same concept. If I give, see, ns lookup here, give headless. See, you are able to directly endpoints. One is what? Nginx 0. Next is what? Nginx 1. Next is what? Nginx 2. These are all what? Not directly redirecting into any service, right? If you hit a service, the service point out to these targets directly. In that case, if you use in your backend to connect this service, you can use like this directly. Direct endpoints you can use. Backend application inside. So backend application inside, if you use this direct endpoint, if you use, which type of service you can use? Headless service. Clear now? For example, if I use in my backend to database endpoint, if I use cluster IP service, it won't work. Cluster IP is directly not redirecting into this pod only. It will redirect random one. But which service directly redirecting into which pod and all? Headless. For example, Nginx 2, Nginx headless default SVC cluster local. If I use in my backend, the request always go to this pod only, Nginx 2 only. That means read replica, right? 2 means. If I use a 0, master only. If I want to use in my backend pod inside this endpoint, the backend pod should use which service? Headless service. Clear the concept now? Yeah. This is the thing, the difference between headless and cluster IP. But we see same concept. Now you can see cluster IP. I'm using cluster IP service. See, this is the cluster IP service. In this case, I'm unable to see the target endpoints. Directly, I'm able to see only IP. This is mapped to direct IP only. This IP mapped to these endpoints. Clear? If you use the service, you can't call any specific IP. Service not allowed to call specific IP in the cluster IP. You tell me, by using load balancer, is it possible to call specific instance only? No, load balancer and traffic to any one of the instance, right? Same. If you use the load balancer service, not possible. But I want to call specific instance means what we can do? Your source and add a specific instance IP. Then only you are able to connect. Until delete a pod, until delete a server. Server delete and create, IP will change, right? But in the pod level, Yeah, go to here. Yeah, guys, you tell me. My backend inside, I use this logic. I use this logic. Just understand. This is deleted. But my backend and already using this endpoint. Is there any problem? No. Same name it will come. Clear or not? If you call this, that means you are directly calling your backend to pod. That's what, why stateful set? Name mandatory here. That's what stateful set is required for cluster IP level. I mean, headless service level. Clear? My end, there is no project for this. We are not using at all in the real time. Lot of complexity is there in this to manage the things. That's what directly we are using RDS, Azure database, Google database. But in the point of view, may they ask? Okay, that's what. Now I'm inside of the pod. From inside of the pod, I'm going to test a target through service. So through service, if you test a target, if it is a cluster IP, the cluster IP will send traffic to any one of the target. But headless service, you can call out a specific, endpoint to call database 2 or 1 or 0. 0 means master, 1, 2 means read replica. Clear? If you want to test, you can see here. kubectl get pods. Okay, so Nginx 2, I'm taking, see, for example, I'm taking Nginx 2. Okay, let me delete Nginx 2 now. Deleted pod. Clear now? Again, if you can see, same name. Clear or not? Same name. Now you can go here. See, same Nginx 2 again, right? So we no need to change a background, any code inside any endpoints. Same name it will come. So we can easily use. How endpoint will change, yaar? Endpoint won't change. It's fixed. Change means what? Delete and create. Delete, create also same will come. Then no problem. Okay, my doubt is delete and create same name is coming for communication. For backend to database communication. What about data? Volumes. Very good. Volumes. Volume also, dedicated volume already configured for dedicated pod, right? If the dedicated pod is deleted, volume is not deleted. The dedicated pod creating time, deleted pod creating time, it will take the volume automatically. That's what stateful set is useful here. So like that level is understanding is clear. Don't think much. So this is Kubernetes story, guys. Concepts what I have explained. These are the concepts in Kubernetes. How many days we spend on Kubernetes? Anyone? I don't remember. 7 days. 17 working days. Oh. Docker, Docker 7 days, 17 plus 7, closely 25 days. So 1 month completely Docker and Kubernetes only. RBAC concept is clear, right? User how to access. I have given one task about role also. Service account is clear. If they want to ask little difficult question, they may ask service account. Okay. When we gonna to start GCP after complete Ansible? Uh, yeah. Shall we start EFK? Huh? Any plans this weekend to go anywhere? Then I will start. This is very interesting one. But you can also do it. See, just install AML, run AML files only. Automatically you will see this dashboard. Kibana, Grafana. You will get this dashboard. You can see this dashboard. Anyway, better to discuss Monday. In your plate, so many things are pending, right? If I add EFK also. uh, 9 a.m. at 10:30. 10:30 a.m. person got a job. Okay. Uh, he got 2 jobs actually. Unfortunately, first job due to background, they rejected. And next job, small scale company, good company, but small company. He joined in 2 days back only. Okay. And he pinged me. And he's saying that my TL is asking me to configure Grafana Prometheus in Kubernetes. How to do that? Just he sent a message. I already discussed, right, this concept. He said, when? No, sir, last my health. Common points. My health is common point, right? My health is not good, sir. Last days, maybe I miss. What should I do? Can we connect? No. This is the situation. When the discuss time, if you're not focused, no one will help. When the time will come, utilize every concept is very. We don't know any concept you may work in your real time. If you compromise, no one will help. Simple in real time. If you go any organization, no one will help. Directly give the concept, do it. That's it. At that time, definitely you may remind me at the time. Oh, we are many times saying that. That's what. Already best example yesterday only. Document also, sir. Can you please share document also? How many students, guys? I need to send 800 students. I'm dealing for all the batches. Every student personally share me. How many students I can share? When I share the thing group level, Understand, my trainer is sharing something, means this is important. I need to maintain somewhere. I need to list somewhere. When the time will come, every student will ask resume material, interview questions. Utilize this opportunity. Clear, with this content, clear job is not a rocket science. You can easily clear the job. But handling the things also very important once you get a job. Okay? Hmm. Can you try this? Yes, I'm considering you are preparing like a 5 years experience person. That's what I want to add many things. If you're unable to follow, leave it, no problem. Also, for your point of view, you may get a very silly questions also. I can see so many questions are very silly questions. What is Kubernetes? What is volume? What is node? What is service? You can easily answer those questions. But better to learn in-depth level. We don't know, calls are very less. Many are saying calls are less. If you get a call, you need to grab that opportunity. Can you call secret manager? For example, my database pod, how to call secrets from secret manager? Anyone? Which service we can use? Database pod Kubernetes. Inside database pod is there. The pod has to call the secrets from the secret manager. Database creation time, we are giving credentials, right? Where secret.aml file. But secret.aml is not a secret. AML file everyone can access, right? First secret manager CSA driver is recommended. Okay. Next is IAM role. Next is what immediately? Update your pod. That's it. AWS CLI is not recommended for this process. Unit container nodes. So like that, you can try just different use cases. We already learned how Lambda will call secrets from the secret manager. How EC2 can call also just Python code EC2 to something. Now how this will call, like that you can think like that. Now Kubernetes node is public or private? Public. Kubernetes node is public. Kubernetes node is private, guys, not public. Understand? If it is public, what is the use? I'm creating just without restrictions only here, but real time no public IP is enabled. Then we can access through load balancer only the nodes also. Clear? Sir, here giving details documents, so able to do it after errors. How can I manage in real time? Reduce the dependency on the documents. How to handle real time means reduce the dependency. Everything I can give document. You are doing simply and done, sir. If a code is there in the GitHub, clone and done, sir. No. Try it. You can take a different scenarios. If Terraform give an error, work on it, how to rectify this error. Or you can take a Terraform code, a big code, randomly delete few 3 lines, few resources and randomly delete it and apply. Plan it. It will give error. Try to rectify the errors. This is a practice what you need to do. And the common question in Kubernetes, my pod is not running. How to troubleshoot, for example? How to troubleshoot? Pod describe. Check the events of the pod. Any event is fail. Events means what? Scheduler schedule the node, pull the image, run the image, start a container. These are the events. All events correct or not? Correct. Pod is which state you need to ask the interviewer. Pending state or running state. Running state is not accessible, or pending state you want to know. Pending state means maybe nodes are not available. Running pod is running but unable to access application. What would be the reason? Service labels may miss. Inside port numbers may be mismatched. So in this case, how to check? Pod is running but unable to access. How to check the pod? How to troubleshoot? Services okay and all. Still, you need to check a logs. Kubernetes logs pod. Logs will give a complete information what exactly the error and all and all. Any dependency missing inside the pod, it will give. Okay. You need to explain these points in your interview. What is image pullback of error means? Image path is mismatched, image is not correct, unable to pull image. Go to describe, check the events and find out the reason. Okay. Volumes are mandatory for what? Volumes are mandatory for which type of YAML files? Stateful. Database kind of YAML files, volumes are mandatory. Why? Database, write the data. Database, save the data. No application will save the data, right? Except database. So volumes are mandatory for database. For example, I'm taking my project front and back end. Yeah, you can. For example, our project front end application is there, back end application is there. These two YAMLs already you have written, right? Front end deployment, back end deployment. Any volumes required for that? No. Why? No data is going to store, right? So just a redirecting path, these and all. Finally, these are redirecting to where? Database. Front and back end is just redirecting paths, these are. As per the user requirement, front end will give something, back end will give some. But finally, your request is reached into the database. But database, I'm taking directly RDS. So no conflicts here. No need to worry here. Understand? If DB and pod, challenges are coming. The challenges are what? Master read replica configuration, backup, monitoring. These are the really challenges. That's what real time we are not using DB and pod concept. Directly RDS. In this case, volumes you no need to focus more, but still theoretically very important for interview point of view. You should have a clarity first. But if you take RDS, where is the volume? While creating RDS, we have to take a volume, right? Database volume. That means EBS volume. Automatically it will create. You no need to do anything. Even storage auto scaling automatically apply also. Database volume. So we no need to worry. Clear the things? Okay. When stateful set will come into the picture? If stateful application, again stateful application means database. If databases are more replicas are there, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4 is there. So system has to track which one is master, which one is read replica. So it will start the count 0, 0, 1, 2, 3 like that, the replicas. Definitely stateful set is required. Why? Generally stateful set, if more replicas are there, we can use which type of service? Which type of service we can use? Headless. Why? Headless communication directly pod to pod. Okay. Pod to pod means backend pod to database pod directly. So headless only gives this option. So when directly connected to, that is DNS, guys. So we have seen this is DNS. We are calling DNS actually. Yeah, this is called DNS. Enter mode. So directly we are interacting to DNS only. To make it as the same DNS name, stateful set, delete pod. If any pod is deleted, stateful set will create same name. So this is very important. This is common. 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 No need to worry. So if pod is deleted, same pod name should come. So then we are fine for the communication. This will happen only when headless service. Only when stateful set. And regarding data, okay, same name will come. What about data? Data is takes from the volume. So database volumes are very important. So definitely the volumes are remote volumes or local volumes. Always real time, centrally storage. Remote volumes only, EBS and all. When the pod deleted, same pod name will come, same volume also it will be attached automatically. Where the old pod is deleted, from there the volume will be taken. So enter volume, it will be updated automatically in the new pod. Okay? Yeah. This understanding is very important. Backend code, backend deployment at YAML inside, we have to mention clearly this headlet service. Backend code or backend inside deployment also. Anywhere we can use. Backend code, if you update backend code, we can convert as a Docker image. Image can run as a pod. The pod will communicate directly to this pod. I will do one project on this also. I'll update the group. Maybe I'll take a workshop how headless communication project also. Where? Replicating means master to read. That's what I'm saying, right? Master to read replication, not easy. We have to write a configuration file inside. Same thing. Leave about pod. What about node? EC2. DB and EC2. Okay, leave it RDS. DB and EC2 also, will it reflect the data automatically one more instance? If you create two instances, make it as a one in master, one is node. I mean replica. One instance inside data update automatically, second instance also update? No. This is not managed by AWS. You need to take care how data will reflect. You need to write a replication rules inside the EC2 instance. But we are not learning why no database are running on EC2 directly RDS only. Same concept. DB and pod, DB and EC2 both are same, right? No differences. Pod is on running on Docker. The instance is running on Dynet Linux OS. Here also we need to write a replication rules to update master and read. Clear? So to avoid these many dependencies, we are simply taking RDS. EFS is just common volume. EFS is a common, yeah, you can take EFS also now. I have already shown you, right? Add-ons area, EFS drive, S3 driver, you can use anything, no problem. But EFS you can take, that is a common storage for every instance. Yes, EBS creating a 3 separate volumes, na? EFS no need to create a 3 separate volumes. One EFS is fine for 3 volumes, but it will take a different endpoints. EC2 1 endpoint, EC2 endpoint, EC2 3 endpoint, like that. But EFS is chargeable compared to EBS, so mostly we are preferring. The reason replicas are very less, right? So volumes are 2, 3 only, not 100 and 200, right? Any questions on Kubernetes? We have 15 minutes time. You can ask any questions. And schedules concept is very important. What is Demon said? Yeah, my pod, and they may ask the question also. My pod unable to land on node. What could be the reason? Resources are not available. You can say no resources are available. Still, maybe node is tainted. Maybe node is labeled. You would explain these things in real time. Understand? Pod label, node label, not matching. I mean, yeah, tickets means already Kubernetes is run, right? For example, just we have to work on just the more activities, almost cluster is automatically running only. We have to monitor logs every day, monitoring. Any abnormalities are there, any metrics are increasing more. So autoscaler by default not enable. If we need CPU RAM, it is taking more now, we can increase one more node. And what time load is more, we have to understand. So that cluster is always high availability, we have to take care of that. But project is scratch means we have to create everything from the scratch. Most of the project already built, you may go on monitor only, managing only. So my suggestion is to everyone, two things. If project is from scratch, we have to take care of Terraform and all, main. Project is from scratch means you need to build everything. So strong Terraform knowledge is required. Strong means whatever we learn, enough. Next, project already running. If they hire for the operations, means what? You need to more concentration on CloudWatch, logs, monitoring to understand cluster behavior, the time and all. In abnormalities are there, we have to easily identify why this time load is more. So what we can plan to increase the node or something, we have to take care of that. Okay. And maybe they may need further implementations. They may ask, recently one employee is joined, you can give access to this cluster, access to them. Everything, you are the responsibility for the cluster. Load, service, process, security, access, and all. Yeah, we need to monitor every day, of course. Every day means alerts are there. If you will get alert only, you can monitor, otherwise leave it. Public means S3 public option not at all enable, not recommended to enable, always private. S3 is the part of your Terraform code. S3 insert state file, how it will update. S3 is part of your code, backend block. Request will go to S3 from your source. Yeah, that is no difference public and private. Public private concept is what? If you want to access content from S3, you tell me AWS S3 ls command is there. That command is what? To get the S3 list. If S3 is public, S3 is private, the command will change. Even S3 is public, S3 is private, you are able to access or not? AWS S3 ls. How? How? AWS S3 ls, if you run this command, even there is no VPC endpoint. S3 is not inside the VPC service, outside of the service. If you run AWS S3 ls, request will go to internet, VPC gateway, and exit from there and enter inside the S3. Here, S3 is public private doesn't matter to get the information. S3 ls means you are interacting S3 API. It will give a data. And you can modify data, you can delete data, you can create data. It doesn't matter if it is a public or private. Public private matter is what here? If you give outside of public users, end users, it will come into the public or private, not your team members. Yes, you can. That's what, right? If you access AWS S3 ls command from outside of the network, keys should be there, right? Keys, access key, secret key, authentication of bucket. Yeah. Any questions? You can ask any question, not only Kubernetes. Docker, practice on only Docker file. Docker files, Docker network, Docker volume, Docker commands. And what end-to-end? Who is this? Praveen, I don't know why this question you are asking continuously. I have already shared end-to-end, right? Let me put heading end-to-end. Are you happy now? What is end-to-end? You are continuously pinging me. Even I have shared. Even I have shared, Praveen. You didn't check. Where it is? End-to-end means what end-to-end? You tell me first. Where is your 10, 9 AM batch? Yeah. So here already I shared, right? Kubernetes document. Hmm. End-to-end means what? You tell me. Then, if you want to learn end-to-end, this is end-to-end document. That's what. Don't think like still intermediate and BTech. I'm not saying to Praveen, everyone. The thing is, always student mindset is end-to-end material. What you can do with end-to-end material? Learn the concept is end-to-end concepts. Material, what it will give the material. Intermediate, I clearly remember, I buy heart, everything I buy heart. Exam time, just go to shop and purchase all in one, by heart only. That is end-to-end material, by hearting. This is not end-to-end material. If you attend my classes, is end-to-end concepts. Material won't give anything. Concepts will give clarity. Okay. I don't have any problem to share my end. See, it's a just matter of one click. I think yesterday I shared to someone. No? Oh, you missed my classes. Due to what? Let me check. Due to health issue. Huh? Okay. 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 Attended, not practice. Okay. Tell me one thing. I mean, how much time it will require, guys, if you attend my sessions? How much time it will require to attend my sessions to practice? Tell me frankly speaking. If you attend today's session, for example, how much time you require to do practice on this? Hmm? 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours. Rough case 2 to 3 hours. Some cases 1 hour also. What is the challenge to prepare 2 to 3 hours per day? Then, without knowing concepts, if you go through the end-to-end document from the Google, your opinion you may change. This is not for my course. I'm not fit for this course. Your opinion may change. So don't follow any existing YouTube and Google documents. Concepts are important. Okay. Still, if you need a document, I'll share definitely the document when it will use once you do practice. Health is not supported for practice. Okay. If your reason is genuine, do one thing, ping me after 1 month. I will allow for 10:30 a.m. batch for Kubernetes. Okay. Okay. For you, I'm sharing end-to-end document. Okay. Lot of messages. Yeah, no problem. Actually, this document I will share not now, after complete your own project and all. But I have shared, you can go through this. This is complete concepts on Kubernetes guide. I think I have discussed almost 99% concepts on Kubernetes, not 90 even, 99%. So take it as a challenge, guys, everyone. Docker and Kubernetes is very important. That's what I'm just spend more time on this Docker and Kubernetes, the month. It's not like that. Complete depends on the project, Parkaway. If you get a chance to work from the scratch, it's very easy to understand the things quickly. Someone completed a project, if you do, first you need to understand what they have implemented. The challenges are there. Mm. Yeah, not required any plugins. Kubernetes plugin is required. Secrets and all. Jenkins not required any plugins. The reason, the required dependencies you already installed inside the Jenkins server. For example, Node.js is there already installed. Node.js Jenkins has to install, for example, you can add a Node.js plugin. But already everything I have installed, not required any plugins. Server itself. Any questions from anyone? Already have explained right, version constraints. How to change the Jenkins version. I mean, Jenkins version is, for example, a something different, 1.4 something. So maybe later, if you want to upgrade the Jenkins version, where we need to change that version? How to change Jenkins version? There is a war file inside. So we have to just remove the var file, add the new var file. Jenkins automatically change the version. I have already explained this concept in your class, just 15 minutes only. You can check in your Jenkins end-to-end notes also, that concept also there. Yeah, Java versions and all important. Tomorrow, I think no workshop, guys. New batch is going to start day after tomorrow. Not me, different trainer. So usually, if new batch is going to start, they won't encourage to take a workshops. Different trainer. It may be students may be misguided. Anyway, I'm available today and tomorrow. Meanwhile, if you need any support, you can utilize. Okay. So your target today is to complete a project. If anyone had to complete, clear? Yeah. Only the target complete a project. Don't add Sonar Cube and all. Just clone Docker Cube. End-to-end flow we can see later. First, how to deploy project we can focus. Okay. Decorations we can see later. First, do the main process. Don't stuck in decorations. Sonar Cube, Trivi, and notifications and all. Easy things only. First process completed, then we can add the things later. Okay. Thank you so much. Happy weekend. Bye.